All right, welcome back to this last module, finalizing and exporting Excel files. This will be the final module for this course. And in this module, we'll be looking at proofreading and cleaning spreadsheet data. We'll also be looking at finding and fixing common Excel errors. We'll be looking at checking formulas and references. We'll be looking at applying professional formatting. We'll also be looking at preparing reports for printing. Now, by way of introduction, an Excel workbook is only professional when it is accurate, clean, and ready to serve. Many problems appear at the final stage, such as incorrect totals, formula errors, inconsistent data, and poorly formatted reports. This module consists on practical final checks, layout improvements, and Excel files on exporting Excel files correctly for professional use. Now, what do you mean by proofreading? Proofreading means checking if there's an error in what you have done so that you can correct. That's what proofreading means. Then to clean spreadsheet data means you are filling in missing data. You're trying to impute what was not there or what was missing. That's what cleaning spreadsheet data means. Now, what do you do before finalizing your Excel file? It ensures accuracy. This ensures accuracy before submission. It improves your clarity and readability. It prevents embarrassing mistakes. It completes the reporting process. It looks for missing or blank values. It checks for inconsistent categories. It identifies numbers stored as text. It spots duplicates and unusual values. Now, let's look at find and replace. Now, what does find and replace do? Find and replace fixes repeated data issue. So Control F is to find data in Excel. Control F is to find data. So when you hit Control and F, it's something will pop out and you can put in a keyword. Okay, mine is loading. Okay, Control F. See that, right? So let's say I'm looking for Excel. You can see it took me to column where there is Excel, right? You see that? Very, very good. And let's say I'm looking for module. That's it to say well module. It's very simple. Now, Control H is to replace data. Control H is to replace data with what? You see that? Let's type TH. Now, let's say Control H. Replace data with what? Let's see, replace with C. See that? So Control H. Replace with what? That's replace all. See that it has replaced it. Now let's Control Z. Now Control H. See that? That's what I'm talking about. Now, this is used to standardize names and spacing. Now let's look at using filters and sorting. Now, filters help find blank and specific values. Sorting highlights very high or low numbers. It is useful for spotting data entry mistakes. Then it speeds up final checking and all of that. Now, what are some of these common Excel errors? I already explained this in some modules. We have the div divided by 0, exclamation. We have the not available, which means a lookup found no match. And we have the value, which indicates wrong data type. Then we have ref, which shows broken references. Now, how do you fix errors professionally? Now, check your denominator. Check your denominator cells for 0 values when you are working with formulas. Check your denominator cells for 0 values. Very important to do. Now, confirm lookup values and tables. Then convert your text to numbers. Then repair or rebuild broken formulas. Now, what are some of the professional formatting that we have? Now, Always make sure there's a clear report title and reporting period. Now, ensure there's bold headings and consistent fonts. Also ensure there's correct currency, there's correct date, and there's correct percentage format. Now, ensure there's bold headings and consistent fonts. I already said this before. Now, how do you prepare for printing? How do you prepare for printing is very easy. Now, define the print area carefully. Then look at the print area. Then repeat the headers rows on each page. Then check the layout. First of all, let's look at the size here. Now, let's look at the size. Now, we're going to use A4. I'm going to use A4 here. So I'll click A4. I'll click A4. Now, how do you know this thing is in A4? It's loading. Okay. How do you know it's in A4? You can see this line showing here, right? This is a demarcation to show this A4. Now, when I Control P, which means print, you can see this is, I'm waiting for this page to load here. See that, right? Exactly. You see that the cells no longer appear here, right? When you want to print. So in Excel, when you want to print, the cells does not appear, right? Now let's go back. Let's go back. Now let's go to exporting to PDF. Now you can export Excel to PDF. You can export it, it's very easy. Now, this preserves the layout and formatting. It exports only the report or dashboard sheet. Now it ensures professional sharing formats. Now let's export to this thing. Let's see. So go to Save As. And let's save this download. All right, let's save it as a PDF. Okay, now let's save. All right, so I've saved it as PDF. It's supposed to pop out any moment soon. Now let's look at exporting to CSV. Now this is used for, okay, it has come up. Okay, while it's loading, let's talk about other things. Now exporting to CSV. CSV is used for data transfer and upload. When you want to run data analysis, the best file format to use is what? Your CSV. Now this saves value only, not formulas or charts. It saves only values. Now, it exports only one worksheet at a time. Formatting is not preserved. The formatting is not preserved. It exports only your value. Now, that is the end of this module 10. Now, let's do a quick recap of what we have learned so far in this module. Now, we have learned what it means to proofread. We have learned what it means to clean and spreadsheet data. We have learned what it means to find and fix common Excel errors. Control F, Control H. We have learned checking formulas and references. We have learned applying professional formatting. We have also learned preparing formats for printing. I've also taught you how to export Excel files to PDF and CSV. So in conclusion, this module focused on finalizing and exporting Excel files professionally, and you have also learned how to clean and proofread data, fix common errors, check for formulas, apply professional formatting, prepare print-ready reports, and export files correctly to PDF and CSV for sharing. So in summary, in this Microsoft Excel, you have learned the fundamentals to the more advanced things that you need to know. Now, that will bring me to the end of this course. So I will just do a quick recap of what we have learned from Module 1 to this time. So this is called the ribbon. This is called the ribbon, like I said. This is called your work area. These are called cells. These are called cells. Then these are called columns on its own. A, B, C, D are called columns. While these are called rows. Where they meet is called the what? A cell. Now, this number here is called the cell reference. This is called the formula tab where you can use formulas. And don't forget, formulas always starts with what? Equal to. Now, this is called the status bar. This is where you can zoom in or zoom out and words that are here too. So if you click it, you can see this cell is active, ready. If you click this is ready. You can see that, right? Now you can see what this is called. This is called a workbook. One or more pages is called a worksheet. So that is basically, now these are called tabs. These are called tabs. These are called tabs. They have groups. They have a group of related tasks that you can do. We have looked at the whole file, home, insert, page layout, formulas. I've looked at a lot of them. So if there's any question, please don't hesitate to reach out to me so that I can answer all pending questions. That's the end of this course. Thank you all so much for staying tuned.